Lesson 7, Vision, the parts of the eye. Today's vocabulary. Number 1, cornea. Noun, the thin, tough tissue that covers the colored part of the eye. Number 2, farsightedness. Noun, the ability to clearly see faraway objects but not nearby objects. 3, iris. Noun, the colored part of the eye that controls the size of the pupil. Number 4, lens. Noun, the small flexible part of the eye that focuses light to produce an image. Number 6, nearsightedness. Noun, the ability to clearly see nearby objects but not faraway objects. 7, pupil. Noun, a small black opening in the center of the colored part of the eye that controls how much light can enter. 8, retina. Noun, a part of the eye that lies along the back inner wall of the eyeball and that allows us to see shades of gray in dim light, as well as colors and sharp images in bright light. Vision, the parts of the eye. Imagine a typical day. You are always looking around at people and books and screens and animals and cars and trees. Before crossing a street, you look both ways for traffic. What part of your body do you use to look at all these things? Your eyes, of course. And which body organ do you think helps your eyes to see? Yes, the wondrous brain. Human eyes work together with the brain in order to see. Of all your senses, your sense of sight is the one you use most. More than half of all the information you collect from your environment is received through your eyes. Then the information is sent to the back of your brain, sometimes called the mind's eye, where your brain interprets what your eyes see and creates a picture for you. Remember when we looked at the different parts of the skull? The cranium that houses your brain is only one part of your skull. Besides the 8 flat cranial brains, there are 20 additional skull bones. Some of these bones form the eye sockets, 2 holes that are the perfect size for housing and protecting your eyeballs. Before we take a look at an eyeball, let's look at what surrounds your eyes. There are other things that also play an important part in helping you to see. Turn and look at your neighbor. See the hairs above the eyes? What are they called? Right, the eyebrows. They're not just there to look pretty, they have a purpose. Does anyone know what they do? Your eyebrows help keep dust and sweat out of your eyes. Now close your eyes. What is the skin called that covers your eyes? Yes, eyelids. Your eyelids protect your eyes too, keeping your eyes moist by spreading tears over them. Tears are produced by tear glands located above each eyeball on the underside of the eyelid. These salty water droplets keep your eyes wet and help fight germs. Tear ducts are tiny raised bumps located in the inner corner of your eyes, containing openings no larger than a pinhole. These tiny openings are the drains for your tears. Your eyelashes, the short curved hairs growing on the edge of your eyelids, keep dust particles out as well. There are muscles all around each eye, 6 in all. They control your eye's movements, allowing them to swivel in their sockets, looking up and down and side to side. Now we're ready to take a peek at the parts of your eyeball itself. Look at your neighbor again. What shape is his or her eyeball? It may appear oval to you, but the eyeball is actually well named because it is round. Just like a basketball. It looks oval because some parts are hidden beneath the eyelids. What color were your neighbor's eyes? Did you notice? Look again. Does anyone know the name for the colored part of your eyes? Let's find out. Look at this picture together. The outer, visible part of the eye includes the sclera, cornea, iris, and pupil. The white outer layer of the eye is called the sclera. The thin, tough, transparent tissue that covers the colored part of the eye is called the cornea, and it allows light to pass through. Together, the sclera and the cornea protect the eye from germs, dangerous particles, and damaging light rays. The colored part of the eye, the disc, located just behind the transparent cornea, is called the iris. At the center of the iris is a black circle. Do you see it? This dark circular hole called the pupil varies in size as it regulates the amount of light entering the eye. The muscles of the iris control the size of the pupil, tightening to make the pupil smaller in bright light and relaxing to make the pupil larger in dim light. You can only see if the right amount of light enters your eyes. Eyes are designed to focus light. Every part of the eye has a role to play, including those parts that lie inside the eyeball. So what is inside the eyes? Liquid and jelly. That's right, eyes are soft and hollow. The clear fluid and jelly inside them give them their round shape. There are 3 important parts inside the eyeballs that help you see: the lens, the retina, and the optic nerve. In order to see, you need light. It can be natural light from the sun or electrical light from a bulb. But all seeing begins with light. The eye sees objects by seeing the light that reflects or bounces off objects. Imagine that you're looking at a house. The sun shines down on the house. Light from the sun bounces off the house and travels to your eyes. Light rays bend towards each other as they pass through the cornea, the transparent tissue that covers the iris. This bending is the first step in focusing the light. The bent light rays then pass through the pupil to a clear disc called the lens. The rubbery, flexible lens adjusts its shape in order to focus on near or distant objects, creating crisp images. As the rays pass through the lens, they bend even closer, cross one another, and land on the cup-shaped retina at the back of the eye. An image of the house is formed on the retina, but because light rays are bent, the image appears upside down on the retina. The light-receiving cells of the retina transfer light rays into electrical energy so that the nervous system can send information to your brain via the optic nerve. The short, thick optic nerve is fixed to the back of the eyeball, just behind the retina. Acting like a cable, it passes through a tunnel in the skull and connects the eyeball to the brain. The optic nerve carries messages to the brain to be processed. The brain recreates the image so that the house is now seen right side up. As the eyes work together with the nervous system, the whole process takes less than 1 second to complete. Eyes are so important to us that it is troubling when things go wrong with our eyes, preventing us from seeing as well as we would like. Two of the most common eye problems are nearsightedness and farsightedness. Have you heard those terms before? Let's find out what they mean. We know that people come in all shapes and sizes. Look around you. Legs and arms and faces and heads are all different shapes and sizes. So it makes sense that eyes vary in shape and size from person to person too. The size and shape of the eye affects its ability to focus light and work well. In perfect vision, as light rays pass through the lens of the eye, they meet in just the right place to project a clear image on the retina. But sometimes the cornea or the lens is not quite the right shape to bend the light in the most effective way. Sometimes the shape of the eyeball affects how clearly images are projected on the retina. When these things occur, vision may become blurry. In nearsightedness, the eyeball's size in relation to the cornea affects its focusing power, so images are projected or focused in front of the retina. Nearby objects are seen clearly, but distant objects are out of focus. In farsightedness, the eyeball's size affects the focusing power of the lenses, so images are projected or focused behind the retina. Distant objects are seen clearly, but nearby objects are out of focus. Luckily, these problems can both be corrected with glasses or contact lenses. Before I go, let's try a riddle or two. I reflect off objects and enter your eyes. I bend to help you see. Your sight depends on me. What am I? Objects appear upside down on me. I live at the back of your eyeball. What am I? I am the part of your eye that is colored. Sometimes I'm green, but I could be brown or gray or blue. What am I? Okay, it's time for me to go. Next time we'll look at the smallest bone in your body. Can anyone predict where it is? Hint, it's part of another sensory organ.